She just showed up at a Prada fashion show in Milan and broke the internet again. And the WNBA? They're sitting in the corner shaking, wondering how a rookie became bigger than their entire league.
I mean this when I say it is the highest paid female athlete in the world. Caitlin Clark it's one of those things where like she is still that kind of mega global superstar. Like her showing up, her being at Fashion Week in Milan it's not gonna, anyone being like, oh, you know, it's gonna make Fashion Week. Like that's just not a thing. Like her being there is somehow one of the more relevant things in the women's basketball world.
The $14.34 billion luxury giant just made the most strategic power move in women's sports history. They didn't invite an NBA superstar. They didn't invite a veteran WNBA legend who's been grinding for a decade. They invited Caitlin Clark, front row, center stage, alongside one of the most influential women in the world right now, and in that single moment, Prada said what the WNBA has been too scared to admit. She's the face of the future. Let that sink in for a second. A 24-year-old basketball player from Iowa, sitting front row at one of the most exclusive fashion events on the planet, representing a brand worth $14.34 billion. This isn't just an endorsement. This is a coronation. But here's what's driving the league absolutely insane. This isn't new. Caitlin Clark and Prada go way back to a moment that should have been a warning shot for everyone paying attention. Rewind to the 2024 WNBA draft. Clark walks in wearing a crisp, white-to-piece Prada formal, clean, sophisticated, historic, because she became the first athlete, male or female, in NBA or WNBA history to be dressed by Prada for a draft event. Not LeBron, not Steph, not Sabrina, not any of the UConn legends who've dominated USA basketball for decades. Caitlin Clark, a rookie. She was the one. She acknowledged it herself at the time, almost too casually. She said, "It's the first time Prada's ever dressed a male or female for the WNBA or NBA draft. So pretty cool, pretty cool." It was a tectonic shift. It was a billion-dollar corporation looking at the entire landscape of basketball and deciding to place their bet years ahead of everyone else. Since then, the partnership has only deepened. Tunnel walks dripping in Prada, the ESPN Full Court Press documentary premiere, Prada, the 2025 WNBA All-Star Game. You guessed it, Prada, it became a pattern. A statement. Caitlin Clark wasn't just a Prada customer. She was a Prada muse, and now, Milan Fashion Week. The front row. The images hit social media and the internet detonated. Millions of views, thousands of comments, fashion accounts, basketball accounts, meme accounts, everyone was talking. Because it wasn't just a picture, it was a juxtaposition. There she was, the girl who shoots from the logo, sitting in the heart of European high fashion, looking like she'd belonged there her entire life. This is where the WNBA's panic attack really sets in. Because for years, the league has operated under a simple premise. The players need the league. The league provides the stage, the platform, the paycheck. But what happens when a player's brand outgrows the league's ecosystem? What happens when a $14.34 billion company decides that one player is more valuable, more influential, more culturally relevant than the entire institution that houses her? That's the nightmare scenario playing out in real time. Prada doesn't need the WNBA. They don't need league approval. They don't need to consult with the players' union. They saw the data. They saw the ratings. They saw the jersey sales. They saw the sold-out arenas in cities that had never sold out a WNBA game before. They saw the casual fans who suddenly cared about women's basketball. And they made a business decision. The veterans? They're watching this unfold with a mixture of awe and resentment. Some have spoken out, questioning the attention, questioning the hype. But Prada just answered every single one of those questions with a single photograph. The market has spoken. The billion-dollar corporations have voted. And they voted for Caitlin Clark. Meanwhile, the WNBA is left scrambling to figure out how to market a league where the biggest star is now as famous for her fashion as her jump shot. How do you sell parity when one player is sitting front row at Prada while the rest of the league fights for basic revenue share? How do you sell league pride when the biggest fashion moment in women's sports history didn't involve a single league logo? This is the Caitlin Clark effect on steroids. She's not just transcending the sport, she's leaving the sport's traditional boundaries in the dust. She's becoming a cultural icon on a global scale, and she's doing it on her own terms. And let's talk about the timing. The Indiana Fever opened their season on May 9th against the Dallas Wings. Clark is rehabbing, recovering, getting ready to come back. The reports are positive. She might even be in the rotation off the bench. But here's the thing, when she steps back on that court, she won't just be a basketball player anymore. She'll be a Prada ambassador. She'll be a global fashion icon. She'll be carrying the weight of the $14.3 billion brand's endorsement every time she walks through the tunnel. That changes everything. The intimidation factor alone is off the charts. Imagine being a defender, trying to stop someone who just got back from Milan, who just sat front row at one of the most exclusive events on the planet, who just had the entire fashion world falling at her feet. You think she's worried about a hard foul? You think she's scared of the moment? She just lived through a moment bigger than any basketball game will ever be. The other woman sitting front row with her? That's the other piece of this puzzle that has everyone talking. Prada strategically placed two of the most influential women in the world together, and the internet has been speculating non-stop about what it means. Is this a collaboration? A friendship? A business partnership in the making? The possibilities are endless, and the speculation is driving engagement through the roof. This is what Prada understands that the WNBA doesn't. Controversy, speculation, and intrigue sell. Drama sells. Seeing two powerful women together, dominating a space that wasn't built for them, that's content gold. And Clark is right in the middle of it, smiling, posing, and letting the world wonder. So here's the question I'm putting to you right now. Is the WNBA ready for a superstar who is bigger than the league itself? Because the Prada move proves that the answer, historically, has been no. They weren't ready in 2024 when she broke the draft. They weren't ready when ratings exploded. They weren't ready when arenas started selling out. And they're definitely not ready for Milan. But here's the truth. They don't have to be ready. She's ready. Prada is ready. The fans are ready. The billions of dollars flowing into women's sports because of her are ready. The league can either catch up or get left behind. Drop your take in the comments right now. Who won that front row? Caitlin Clark or the mystery woman next to her? I want to see the debate rage. While you're typing, hit that like button if you believe Caitlin Clark is the most influential player in basketball history. And subscribe because we are not stopping. Every move she makes, every brand she signs, every time she breaks the internet, we'll be here breaking it down. The season starts May 9th. Prada will be watching. The world will be watching. And the league? They'll be praying they can keep up. This story is far from over. In fact, it's just getting started. And if you think Milan was big, wait until you see what's next. The rumors are already swirling about the next major brand, the next billion-dollar deal, the next front row moment. Caitlin Clark isn't just playing the game, she's changing the game. And Prada just proved that the fashion world knows what the sports world is too scared to admit. She's the future. She's the present. She's the only thing that matters. Stick around, subscribe, turn on notifications. Because when the next bomb drops, you're going to want to see it here first. We'll see you in the comments.